When Tay and JK come to home, the family ritual was almost done. Everyone in the family welcomed Taeyang with a smile except one person, Mrs. Lee. She is sister of Mrs. Jeon. She have two daughters who study in abroad. She was waiting for their return to make a marriage proposal to Namjoon and Yoongi, but all her dreams destroyed fastly. It makes her helpless. Yoongi and Namjoon's mothers are Mr. Jeon's sisters. Two cheerful Omegas. They are also rich. Mr. Min and Mrs. Kim staying abroad for business. They have their own business. But Namjoon and Yoongi decided to stay in Korea to help JK. The unhappiness of Mrs. Lee's face noticed by JK. He already know her plans through Mrs. Jeon. Mrs. Lee mentioned about it once before to his mom. But JK told her to reject the proposal. He don't want his brothers married to makeup box, even they are his sisters too. Mrs. Lee looked at the brides with a contempt. Don't do anything foolishness, Andy. You don't know my alpha mate. He is so possessive over his brothers. He is dangerous, JK said in his mind. Jin and Jibin sitting beside each other and doing the last ritual. There are a lot of lotus flowers in front of them, which is gifted by the groom's family. The brides have to pluck each petal and make a dish to the next day with it. Mrs. Lee used this chance to torture the brides. She gifted a bunch of flowers and made her other relatives to do that. Meanwhile, other older alphas with grooms went to eat their lunch. It's already late for lunchtime. Omega only eat their food after alphas. That was the culture which continues after generation. They went to his brother's mother-in-law's, who's sitting with some other omegas, including Miss Lee. And he don't take it in wrong way. That I am asking. Usually grooms and brides are eating together. Then why are they eating separate now? We are sorry for that. In our family, the grooms have to eat before anyone else. It's already late, and we can make wait the elders. The brides didn't complete the ritual yet. Couldn't they complete it after eating? No, dear, they can stand from there or wash their hands without complete it. They looked at his brothers, who is doing ritual with a tired face. Both of them only eat light food for breakfast due to tension. Now both of them are really tired after the marriage and the ritual. So they can stand from there or eat with their hands. What about someone feeding them? Is it against the ritual? No, it's not against the ritual. That was JK's grandma, who is the eldest in the family. The words was enough for Tay. He went to the dining area and took a plate that filled with his son's favorite foods. He went towards his brothers, who was busy. He sat beside them. Jin and Jimmy looked at them with a panicked face. They know what is they are going to do. But the people around them is going to take it in an offensive manner. They already believe that an alpha always acts strict and dominate over omegas. Mrs. Lee come towards them when she understands they is going to feed his brothers. What are you going to do? Aren't you ashamed of yourself? You act like an omega now. Your brothers are omegas. They have to endure some starving. It's not a big deal. Instead of eating with your brother in laws, you are feeding omega. They are not gonna die if they didn't eat one day. That's it. Their self control destroyed at the last sentence. You old uneducated omega. How dare you talk like that to me? And who are you to teach me about my boundaries? Listen carefully. I am feeding my brothers. That's none of your business. And I know how to treat my brothers. If anyone have any problem with that, I don't care. What do you know about my brothers? Alpha and Beta always work outside for making money to feed their family. And Omega, some Betas take care of their family and children. But my hunks do both. They worked for making money to feed me and take care of me from the day I born without letting me feel to know the absence of our parents. So they deserve to get treated the best way. And I am here for them. If anyone try to hurt them even with a word, I will make sure that they will regret their doings. They told everyone present there with a cold tune. Mrs. Lee went away from there without any word. They again sat beside their brothers, while didn't mind the eyes which looking at him with different feelings. He turned to his brothers, who were looking at him with teary and proud eyes. He started to feed his brothers. After feeding them, he went to sit to eat. At night they come out from washroom after a shower. He saw JK is sitting in his bed. He shook his head with a done face. Why are you here? It's my room now. Go to your room. I have to sleep. All the rooms are occupied by family members, so I am here to sleep with you. They didn't believe JK's words completely, but he just allowed JK sleep there. They laid in bed while back facing JK. JK came near they and hugged him from behind. Give me some time. I want to ask you something. I will answer your questions honestly, but in return, you must help me with something. We will think about that later. He hesitated to promise something to They. If they ask him to remove the mark, it will not a good thing. They slowly turned to face JK. Okay, first answer me honestly. How did you mark me without even my consent? I am already told you that it's happened without even my consent. When my nose hit your smell, Goop was so excited and didn't even think about me. He just marked you. When you pushed me away, I saw your eyes and my mark on you. You didn't know how I felt that moment. My head was spinning at that moment. My family prohibited me, even hooked up with someone, for an unknown reason. But there I marked you, a true blood alpha. Did you talk to your wife about marking? Yes, I did. Gook said you were my destiny mate and you are always belongs to me in every life. They suddenly looked at JK with a shocked face. Did you ever try to communicate with me in my mind link? Yes, Gook did something to you before. I don't know how is it possible. When your wolf never tried to communicate with me, it's like your wolf blocked me partially. You said you smelled me even before marking, but it's not possible. Even my brothers or colleagues never felt my smell. Then how did you get it? I don't know. Did you notice your wolf try to come out only in my presence? No, not actually in my presence, but towards me. And also not in front of anyone, only when we are alone. It looked like your wolf want to communicate with me, but something is stopping him from doing that. Do you have any special types of powers? I hate some of have some special power. No, I don't have. But what about you? I don't think I have. I really need to talk to your wolf to reject me. Now we are in one family, and this mate bond will make us more desire for each other. It's not a good thing. If I am a girl or male omega, maybe your family accept the relationship. But we both are true blood alpha, and your family need a heir in future. And mostly we are not in love. We just have a attraction because of this mark. So try to make understand your wolf and make him ready for the rejection. No, I never want to reject you. I think I start to fall in love with you. But as you said, like, if this love because of this mark, then I will remove it and find my real feelings towards you. He thought in his mind. Okay, what help you want from me? Help me to find about my family. And don't let anyone in our family know about that. Why you want to investigate your own family? That's when he remembered the change in Jin when they mentioned about their family before, and also try to find out why your family didn't want you to mark someone without their permission. It was around midnight. The full moon is shining in the dark sky. The day in every month to make the alphas always turn to his wolf form. For True Blood Alpha, it was the day their power got increased in peak level. JK looked at the sky through the window. Today is full moon. After some days, we have to go for a run. I think today I can't talk with your wolf. No, you can't. I will not go anywhere. You can go. They again turned to other side while closing his eyes. He's going to face the pain again every month. This was a torture for him. He always grateful for his wolf, not to abandon him, even he did. How can you do that? I know it's impossible. If you don't want to let know about your wolf to others, you can make a run to the north side of the forest. There only me is allowed to go, not even other family members. JK stood from the bed and went to open the window. The moonlight directly touched Thea's backside. JK had a whimper from Thea. He went to Thea and tried to change his position to show Thea's face. But suddenly he got pinned in bed and Thea hovered over him. JK was in shock by the sudden attack until he felt a pain in his neck. He felt the pain and pressure when Thea digged his fang on his neck. He felt he is in extreme pressure which made him moan loudly. He shut his eyes tightly and held the bedsheet in his hand. His back got arched and legs straightened. He felt wet flow on his lower body. Suddenly he felt weight on his body increased. He looked at them. He fainted just like that without an explanation. He left a sigh. Suddenly realization hit him. His eyes widened. Jagger pushed them away from his body and ran towards the mirror with his shaking legs due to the previous pressure. He stood in front of the mirror with an unreadable face. His hand slowly went to his neck. where the mark is clearly visible. Is he felt the same way I marked him too? He asked himself, and more questions start to run through his mind. How can he face the situation? He already marked the true blood alpha and hide it from everyone. Now he got marked too. No one is going to believe them if they tell the situation. He was always a good son to his parents, and now Tay is also a part of his family too. This is going to affect everyone in the family. No one going to believe him if he told them Tay is his destined mate. In this era, it was only a myth. Before he thought he can make a relationship with Tay without knowing anyone and slowly convince his family. But now it's not that much easy. He always have a habit to walk around in the house without a shirt, especially when he worked out. And from now on he have Tay's slight smell on him. He slowly went to Tay and sit beside him. What the hell are we? Why this happening this to us? He asked to the unconscious Tay with a tired face. But he felt some unknown happiness in his heart and his wolf. From now on, no one can separate us. It was Gook. Gook is really happy, and it made JK happy too. He decided to face his fate with a determination. That's when he saw the wetness in Thay's dress. He went to washroom and cleaned himself and came to Thay with a wet towel. JK cleaned Thay too and make him wear a pant only like him. He laid beside Thay and hugged him. Within minutes, he went to deep sleep. Jimin was walking left and right in Yoongi's room. How idiot I am. I just want to rescue myself from a cunning fox, but instead I end up in a lion's cage. Now what will I do? I have to do something before he attack me. Jimin was talking non-stop while he walking. He will have to find a way to make Yoongi stay away from him. He is not ready for a marriage life, especially with Yoongi. He always dreamed a sweet love and his love's proposal to him sit in his knees with a ring and a love marriage. But there everything was happened suddenly. Love, I don't think that cat-faced alpha even know the word. He is the only cold-faced pervert. Jimin said to himself. Suddenly the door got opened by Yoongi. He entered in the room with a smirk and slowly closed the door without turning back. He locked the door and while looking at directly Jimin's eyes, with show of fear. Did you get bored while waiting for me? I'm sorry, some of my family members just left now. I had to be there. He slowly started to walk towards Jimin. Jimin's heartbeat hit raced due to fear. It's okay, please don't do anything to me. His eyes started to fill with tears. Yumi stopped with an amused face. What? Why can't I? Today is our marriage day and our first night. Jin suddenly started to cry loudly. But I am not ready. Please spare me, please. Okay, I am not going to do anything to you without your permission. I was just teasing you. Stop crying. I will spare you, at least for some days until I lose my control completely. Then hold your control tightly and try to stay away from me. It's not easy as you think. For example, what is your favorite breakfast? Pancake. I really like it when my brothers make it for me. Okay, just imagine you are starving for years without eating. But suddenly one day, a big plate of soft pancake with honey served in front of you on a table. You can smell the alluring smell. With all of it, you make it yours, but you can't eat it. What will you do? Why can't I? I will eat it. That's mine. He answered without thinking twice. But when he saw the smirk again in Yoongi's face, he understood the meaning of Yoongi's explanation. He again started to cry loudly. Hey, stop crying. I just made you understand my situation. Today is full moon, so I have to make a run for some time. You can sleep. I will go out after I change my dress. Jimin just nodded his head while still crying. Yoongi went to the washroom. When Jimin heard the sound of door closing, he dramatically wiped the tears. Wow, I have a great acting skills. He don't know me. I will never let him touch me. Pivot. No, not exactly, but a little. Now I can sleep peacefully. He said to himself with a proud without knowing. Yungi heard everything in a small smile through the half open door. You are really interesting, my Omega. Yungi went outside for a run soon, left behind the sleeping Omega after a kiss in his forehead. Jin was doing his night routine after a shower. Namjoon opened the door and came inside with a small smile. Jin also returned the smile with a blushing face. Come and sit with me, we have to talk. Namjoon said seriously. Jin went to Namjoon with a confused face. Is there any problem? Did my brother do something? Why are you always saying he's a troublesome? I want to talk to you about us. I know this marriage was in a hurry. We are both never expected this, and we don't know about others. So we don't have to hurry to start our relationship in next level. We have a lot of time in front of us. We can understand each other. After that we will think about future. Is that okay for you? I know you don't love me when you rejected the idea of marriage, but please give me a chance to make you fall in love with me. Okay, I can wait. I will give you a chance. How can I told this idiot Alpha that I was dreamed this day even before he know me? Why did he have to this much good? My dream of my first night just gone like this, he thought himself with a sigh. Jimin opened his eyes when he heard door closing sound. He saw Yoongi coming inside with a confused face. What happened? Why are you looking like too confused? I didn't saw JK anywhere. Usually he was the one who called me for a run, but he's nowhere. I went to his room and it's also empty. He maybe went outside. He didn't call you because you are all are newly married. Jimin went to washroom for his morning routine after that. He came to Yoongi with a puppy eyes. What you want now? Why are you acting like cute now? I am already cute. I don't have to act. Can you show me my little brother's room? He said with a blinking eyes. Yoongi held Jimin's hand slowly and led him to Tae's room. Jimin went to want to withdraw his hand from Yoongi's hold, but he didn't. He thought if he did that, maybe Yoongi didn't allow him to go to Tae. Yoongi decided to tease Jimin again. If you give me a kiss, I will show you your little brother's room, he said while leaning towards Tae's room door. But the door was not locked. It opened. Yoongi accidentally entered the inside, but the sight made him stood there with a shock. When Jimin saw Yoongi's reaction, he also entered the room and he looked at the same direction where Yoongi looking with a open mouth.